It's early in the morning. Forgive the hair. I just wanted to talk about this right here. Let's zoom in. Okay. I just saw the Soyo's video on how to address Christians and atheists. He was addressing Iron Cross 66106. Now, what he had to say to Iron Cross, I don't really care about. What I care about is he looked through Iron Cross's subscribers and he wanted to say, well, if you're going to condemn someone for dating someone who's not the same religion as you, that you should know them by their fruits. Well, let's see what fruits your subscriptions put forth. How would you know them? And then he went down and looked through his subscriptions and found a whole bunch of people who had been terminated for violations of the community guidelines. Now, I recognized a few of those thumbnails as people who subscribed me, who were sub-for-sub people, who would then send me spam for a sub-for-sub website. Now, when I tried to tell Lasoyo this, that the thing that these people were probably terminated for was for spamming people for these sub-for-sub websites. That's probably what got them terminated. I wrote out this paragraph. I had to cut and paste it. Here. Those look like the thumbnails of sub-for-subbers whose only goal is subbing each other. The community guidelines they broke were probably spam for sub-for-sub websites with lists of sub-for-subbers. Now, I tried this with the words sub-for-subbers as one word. I tried this with breaking it up by writing it sub-for-sub. And I also just had the number, like a lot of these sub-for-subbers have it, where you just do sub-for-sub, right? Any way that you try to write the words sub-for-sub in a comment will get error try again. Now, this is the same error try again that you get when you try to put a website link in a comment. But this isn't a website link. This is just me talking about a certain phenomenon of sub-for-sub. And I think this goes to my... Previously, I had this fear that one of the reasons why YouTube got rid of the groups feature in YouTube, one of the reasons why Google got rid of it is because people were getting sub-for-sub subscriptions, and it was harder for them to do metrics on who was a real subscriber and who was just subscribed to someone just for being sub-for-sub, because it's artificially inflating people's sub numbers, and they're trying to get a more accurate number as far as who's watching people's videos and who has what amount of subscribers, because there was a lot of people that had thousands of subscribers and had no videos up. And this could be something that was looked down upon by advertisers. So they got rid of groups altogether just to get rid of sub-for-sub. Now, there were many groups in the YouTube groups feature that were actually very useful, and they posted videos back and forth to each other. We had the atheism group in the atheism community. There was a few different groups that you could join. Some of them were just started for fun and had no videos shared back and forth, but some of them were actually very active and had nothing to do with sub-for-sub. But they got the entire feature removed because of this and how it threatens advertising. And now you can't even write sub-for-sub in a comment without it getting censored. And that's troubling to me, Really, the fact that you can't even talk about it in context of hating it, you know, without getting error, try again. I understand them not allowing websites because a lot of websites would be put up that would just lead people to malicious malware, and they don't want to deal with that. But this is just words. These aren't websites, you know. This is just words that they're censoring. And I'm not happy about it.